चललदे रहसे Champions League एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमन किक पे जब ये नरमने भाग दुलने भीदी दस्ते गोल एक गन्ना इसी सरसने समरों बिन्ने साथ देने We are one day one heart one game one heart Champions League this is where we start together we dream together we fight we are the champions that we defend. Marangal Chicago Kalathil Ardiyai Minnavunave Now me Champions League varave Unarvadakke tarume Cheer ekai kammak denne Kollo set ekama ek wenne Goal ekata kick එක denne Champions League mein aramenne Champions League සටනයි ආරම්භෙන්නේ හිමි දෙන්නේ ජය ගන්නේ එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ One game, one heart Champions League where dreams take part Raise your flags, feel the art One game, one heart One dream, one star One game, one heart Champions League, forever we play The spirit
Sri Lanka Football Champions League, powered by TV Supreme.
Welcome to the final games telecast here from the Racecourse International Stadium. It's more or less the champions Pelicans set to take on New Star in the final game of this Super 8 round in the top half of the segment of the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. After Javelin fell short last night, it's all for the taking for Pelicans. The weather here, there is nothing much to complain about it. Clear skies, not much of wind, just a bit humid. But apart from that, it's perfect conditions for football. This telecast can be watched on Sri Lanka, only on Sri Lanka Football and Facebook and YouTube, on terrestrial TV locally, on Supreme TV and on the papara.com worldwide. Here is what the points table looks like. Pelicans have taken a 14-point unassailable lead at the top. Javelin will finish second with a superior goal difference by just one goal. Serendip in third place with 13 points, both Java Lane and Serendip. Solid St. Mary's, Saunders, New Star languishing at 7th, while Police finish as last on the table. After today, there will not be too much change apart from New Star. If they are able to win, they may have a possibility of coming within the top 4. But apart from that, nothing else will change, with Pelicans sitting pretty on top with the championship wrapped up. The final week's fixtures, this is what it looked like. Serendip, when they finished there with a 2-1 win, they finished third on the table. Solid held Java Lane, and that meant that Pelicans were crowned champions even before they took the field on the last day of action. Police ended the season unfortunately with yet another defeat against St. Mary's. Now we welcome the two teams as they make their way into the center, into this all-important final game. Well, one might see it as important when one may see it as a dead rubber. But whatever said and done, Pelicans, they are the champions and they will take the field as champions. Chants and roars going out as the champions make their way into the Racecourse International Stadium. I'm sure you can hear the noise, and that is what it is all about. The fans have flocked in to the Racecourse International Stadium and are expecting to see a show put on by the champions.
Ladies and gentlemen,
both teams line up for the formalities before kickoff in this all-important, or else you could call it a dead rubber final game.
President, Football Federation of Sri Lanka. Guest of honors, J. Hasim Dean, Assistant Superintendent of Police, former Sri Lanka national team captain and current patron of Badulla Football League. Mr. George Samson Fernando, President, Pelican Sports Club, former Senior Vice President, Kurunegala Football League. Tushara Sanjeeva Vitarana, former Mayor of Kurunegala, Senior Advisor, Pelican Sports Club, and patron of the Kurunegala Football League. As well as Zaharan Singh Wansa, Deputy Chairman, Competitions Committee, Football Federation of Sri Lanka.
To the two teams, the President Jasper Uma of the Football Federation of Sri Lanka, followed by the chief guests and all other dignitaries, being introduced to the coaches and the players and the match officials as well. The official group picture of this final game of the 2025-6 Champions League. All formalities more or less complete as the two teams introduce themselves to each other as we prepare for kickoff, which is imminent. Sashanka Madhushanka will be the referee with Buddhika Das and Ratnayaka assisting him from the sidelines with Taranga Pushpakumara, the fourth official. The victorious champions Pelicans Sports Club proudly standing for the picture. Now it'll be time for their skipper to show up for the toss. Sanjay Tiriman and Mohammad Azam. New Star in a changed blue strip while Pelicans are in their customary green strip. All formalities done and dusted, and we are a minute away from kickoff as we see the Pelicans Sports Club lineup 4-2-2 with Tiriman and Stephen in the heart of defense, while Anyokyo and Prabhat holds fort in the center. Daniel Muskin, Anjana and Ernest Ado and Ishan are the four players up front. Aruna Sampath is the head coach. For New Star, it will be Mohammad Shade in goal. Fazal Mohammad holding the midfield with Thilam and Auja beside him. In defense, it's Shahid and Amar, while the attack sees Afro, Claude and Vital lining up in the forwards position.
Begin. 5,
The countdown has begun.
3, 2, 1.
We are underway here at the Racecourse International Stadium in the final game of the Champions League. Early foul on Daniel Muskin as Pelicans looking to take control with plenty of noise behind them. Fans filling in here at the Racecourse International Stadium, and what a sight it is. Ball given away. Now running at the defense. Not the best of passers there on that occasion. It was Claude. But here's the ball back in for Afro. Good pressure on him, but a bit too much for the liking of the referee, as Mensah Stephen commits the foul, and an early opportunity for New Star to swing the ball into the box. Line up behind the dead ball. Avital. Great atmosphere to soak in here at the Racecourse International Stadium. It's good to see the fans coming in numbers and making noise. Cross goes in deep to the far post. Not too much damage being done as the ball has gone out for a corner kick, says the assistant. The Pelicans faithful singing their songs in the aisles. Number 1, he says, the little man. Now Fazal looking to get the cross in, but some good pressure means that they twist and turn, but Mohammad Amar kicks the ball out of play. Good defensive work as Thiriman takes a cross in. Now there's Kojo Anioke picking out Daniel Musatkin. Takes a shot, but it's blocked. Pelicans take it quickly and swing the ball back to the defense as they regroup. Now letting it run, but a foul has been committed by Al-Fatih. Kamal Anjan is the player who let the ball run and showed some good pace, but he was brought down, as we clearly see on the replay there. Free kick as the dignitaries look on. Daniel Musatkin over the dead ball, looking to swing it in with his left foot. Quite a few Pelicans players in the box. 6 in fact, and will be looking to get it in, but the defense holds firm. Now the ball has been cleared out into the safety of touch as New Star hold on as their defense holds firm. Pelicans with the throw in. Preparing to is Kajanandan. New Star. Some imagine to secure it as a ball is played into the box, but some good defense shown there by Mensa Steven. Fazal Mohammed thought he had played his counterpart behind the defense, but Mensa Steven was up to the task. Musatkin, Kojo Aneoke as Steven receives it, pulling the strings from the back. Now Thiriman finding Ernest Ado, sitting on the top goal scorers list with 8 goals is Ado. He has company from a few others, but he will no doubt be looking to add to his tally and end this season on a high. Pelicans unable to hold on to possession. Roger Philippe, in fact, sits on top with 10 goals, while Abu Mere is in with 9 and quite a few with 8. Pelicans trying to find a cross. He gets it. Ernest Ado takes a shot, but a good dive-in save and quickly released. But Afro is on the tail of Mohammad Thilam as he's brought down. As I have Navod joining me in the combox. Navod, all set up. The stage is set for this final game.
Yes, indeed, Romario. Good evening to everyone joining in from Sri Lanka and around the world on Football Sri Lanka TV, Supreme TV, and on the Papare. The final game of the Champions League 2025-2026. Pelicans having already been crowned champions after Java Lane drew against Solid yesterday. Not much pressure on them, but I think they would want to finish the campaign off on a high with a win in front of some fans who have travelled all the way from Kurunegala today. Almost a party atmosphere. We have to wait and see if New Star can spoil this party. A hard-fought season for Pelicans. They finished the group stage in first place. So they've been the form side from the get-go. Here's Fazal. Vital Auja.
New Star trying to string a few faces together, and faces and passers together. Fazal looking to play in his wing back, but well defended. That was Pelicans defense holding firm. Fazal again teasing it into the box. Trying to get it was Mohammad Thilam. He reaches with Mensa Steven on his tail, but somehow wins a corner, does Thilam. Corner taken short rather, beg your pardon. Floated in as Fazal comes in with his head. Keeper tested, but not too much damage done. It was Afro by the looks of it. Trying to take it in a snapshot and beat the keeper, but he was well up to the task, was Farooq Fauzan. Fans have come in their numbers. Thilam dispossessed by Thiriman, but only for a throw-in. Floated in for the forward to chase on that occasion. It's the big man. Whoa! Tackle coming in there. Crunching tackle by Mohammad Shahid as he goes straight through the attacker. Calling for a bit of assistance. But here you see the replay. Shahid clearly late on Kajanandan as he goes into the book, the first player to do so this evening in the 12th minute.
Shahid had no intention of getting the ball. And just a reminder to all our viewers who would be waiting for an award ceremony at the end of this match, there won't be one, because there will be a Champions Cup. That's a knockout edition of this Champions League, where the top 8 teams will play quarter-final, semi-final and a final. That's the Champions Cup. And once that tournament is over, with that final game, both the award ceremonies would be happening at the same time. That's Charita Ratnayaka, former Sri Lanka vice captain as well as the current assistant coach of Pelicans. So there will be more football to come just before the start of the Super League. Next weekend it will be the quarterfinals, with the draw, the open draw happening within the next couple of days. Here's Afro. Auja. Thilam. Fazal. Shakib. Fazal back to Auja. Azam the skipper. Shahid. New star stringing together a few passes, but this time the final pass from Shakib goes straight to Mensa Stephen.
Play is no doubt moving at quite a rapid speed here in the first 15 minutes of the game. It has flown by us, even though neither keeper has really been tested. Here's the ball. Shot taken, but just pushed away. Fazal trying to play in the wrong part of the field, as his keeper Mohammad Shade comes to his rescue.
Sheed has the unenviable task of being the shortest man on the park as well as being the goalkeeper. Not easy. He's the current custodian of Hamid Al Hussein College. Just a 19-year-old. Al-Fatih. Auja.
Foul coming in, but the referee says play on, as unfortunately the pass was not to who he intended it to be. Agblovi dispossessed the player on the first occasion and went, but unfortunately the pass did not go to his own teammate. It went to Mensa Stephen and he was brought down. Pelicans giving away possession cheaply. Fazal Finds the big man, shot taken, but again off target, this time by Claude.
The VIP is sitting. On the left is Samson Fernando, current president of Pelican Sports Club. Next to him in the grey jacket is the president of Football Federation of Sri Lanka. On to his left is J. Hasimdeen, assistant superintendent of police, former Sri Lanka national team captain as well. And on the far right is Tushara Sanjay Vitarana, former mayor of Kurunegala.
New Star still keeping hold of possession. Some good quick feet, good passes coming in. Trying to get the cross in was Fatik, but Mensa Steven comes good as always for Pelicans. Hopeful by the New Star players, but goes directly through to the keeper. Now Steven. Tuthiriman, the skipper. Floated in, but just off target. That guided ball by Afro. Beg your pardon. Ernest Odo. Picked out. Daniel Musatkin trying to find support in the box. Beats everyone. Comes to the foot of his winger, but some good defensive work. Unfortunately, doesn't come to a good end.
Aruna Sampath, the man who guided Pelicans to this championship. Few months back, he had to be satisfied with being the bridesmaid in League One final, where they lost to Marvanella United when he was coaching Great Star. So must be satisfying for him as well, guiding two teams to the championship. As he cut it back, Mensa Steven being way too casual, and Ammar missing the target by mere inches. Mensa Steven, what was he thinking? Clearing that ball right in the middle of the park. Early scare after a very long time.
Quite casual on that occasion, but Pelicans still nevertheless not conceding. Running at the defense is Afro. Gets the cross in this time with his left, but unfortunately not to the feet of his teammates. Ko Johnny dispossessed yet again. The game is moving at quite a rapid speed. Both teams trying to break the deadlock. Beautiful back heel to find Fazal. Back with him. Vital, that was on both occasions. Trying to pick out his teammate. Does lovely diagonal ball there. Twisting and turning and dancing is Afro, but just unable to get the cross in. Beautiful passage of play there by Vital and Afro combining. Looking for support. Swinging in a shot which looked like a cross, but does not trouble the keeper too much. Shot taken again by Claude, but deflected for a corner. Thilam swinging it in, but not to anyone in particular of his team as Pelicans clear their lines. No Pelican player up front. Vital calling for support and twisting and turning and finding it. New trying to break was Pelicans, but the ball ends at the feet of New Star. Now Vital finding Fazal. Quick bit of interchange as Afro runs, twists, turns, gets the cross in, but unfortunately just a bit too much on it yet again. Beating everyone. Fans looking on. Coach Arno Sampath. Long clearance finds the foot of Fazal as he plays in his teammate Afro, but just offside. Pelicans and New Star still both unable to break the deadlock here. 27 minutes gone as a cheerful Pelicans bench looks on. Kojo Aniokyo dispossessed and wins the ball. Now cross coming in. Musatkin setting it up, but some good defensive play by New Star as the follow-up shot goes well wide. Not the best of clearances there as neither team unable to get a hold of possession in this center field. Fazal Mohammed looking for support. Lovely delivery. Here's an opportunity for New Star. Trying to beat the final man, but just doesn't manage to do so. Was Thilam. But now an opportunity to break down this right. Early cross coming in. But the keeper, Mohammed Shade, well aware to the situation. So good passage of play. Both teams trying to find an opening, but nothing really on for either team. Another through ball coming in, but the keeper, Farooq Fauzan rather, well aware to the situation. Early ball. Dancing, getting the shot away. No, he isn't able to. Vital finding Thilam as he runs, twists and turns. Takes a shot, but Fauzan had that well covered. Took out two defenders and tried to take the shot. Was Thilam, but was just off target. Fazal Mohammed playing it over the top, but unfortunately Claude's control lets him down. Now Ernest Odo trying to pick a pass, but is dispossessed. However, wins it back. Here's a good delivery. Shot taken, but again just a bit too much on it by Mohammad Shakib. Was not really balanced when he went to take that shot, and just unable to keep it on target. Mensa Steven, safe as a house. Fauzan though will not be too pleased with that clearance, as the crowd looks on. Vital finds Afro as Fazal tries to pick a pass, but again picked off. Great work there by Ernest Odo, but just not finding his teammate. Now Afro running down the left, tries to get the ball in, but unsuccessful. Here's a lovely through pass. Now an opportunity. Just unable to find the pass was Afro, as Mensa Stevens' foot was well planted there. Diffused any situation, as the defense holds firm for Pelicans, and we have quite an early substitution. Selvam coming in the 33rd minute.
Jersey number 10, Ilanga Prabha, is replaced by jersey number 11, Selvam Sudarshan.
Prabhat, not too sure why, seems to be moving well, but could well be a tactical substitution. The two defenders, Husni and Mensa Steven, have been firm at the back. No pass in them. Vital to Fazal. He twists and turns, and Vital goes the opposite side. Fazal Mohammed trying to play his teammate through, but just not making the run was Claude. 35 minutes gone on our clock, as neither team have really troubled the keepers. Husni clearing his lines, finding Ernest Ado as they grapple, but the decision does not come as Musatkin tries, but just unable to beat the defense. First line of defense holding firm on that occasion. Quick throw in taken, but to no one. However, ball secured again. Kojo Anyoke picks out his teammate, hoping for the winger to make the run, and he does. Now getting the cross in, but just a bit too much on that Vigneshwar Raja. He will be really disappointed, having done all the hard work and just not putting that ball in a dangerous area to find his teammate. Mensa Steven this time. Pocket picked not once but twice. Claude gets it out to the right wing. Fazal finding himself swinging the ball in, but to no one in certain. Afro beating everyone, playing Ernest Ado, and that's at the goal. No, it isn't. Lovely piece of goalkeeping there. Mohammad Shade comes good. Everyone thought, so did Ernest Ado, think that he was adding to his goal tally, but the keeper had other ideas.
Excellent bit of keeping from Shade. I think the secret behind that was he didn't commit too early. He stood tall as much as he could. And even for a short guy, he forced Ernest Ado to make the decision. And Ado, trying to send that ball over Shade, was unable to get enough height behind it. Good bit of keeping. Now it's been 2 chances for Pelicans in this first 38 plus minutes. The follow-up effort.
Valiant effort there. But just off target was Kavidu Ishan. Taken quickly. Fazal Mohammed gives it to Vital as he picks out a pass. Now running at his opponent. Trying to get the cross in. Successfully does as it's Claude. Now Thilam unfortunately going down. The flag has gone up for offside. As the Pelicans defense continues to hold. Pelicans still desperate to find that opening goal. Deflection, here's an opportunity. Cut back, well defended as the New Star players get in the way and diffuse any situation. Now a corner. We haven't had too many of these. But taken short, taken quick. Shot taken from range, but well over the goal. New Star. They have been pressing on the defense, but just unable to really make that telling final touch. Vital picking out. Or rather he lets it go. Here's an opportunity. New Star through Al Fatih, but just not finding his teammate. Now Ernest Addo finds a pass. Does he? No, he doesn't. Well defended. The New Star defense. Shahid and Amar holding firm. Afro gets brought down, but Vital is there to clean things up. Still on the ball, Vital tries to pick a pass, but just unable to find his teammate. That has pretty much been how this first half has gone. Both teams making runs, making inroads, but just lacking that final pass and the execution. Opportunity, but the keeper well aware and diffuses it. New Star and Pelicans, still nothing to separate the two teams. Looking for a through pass was Al Fatih, but to no one as Husni clears his lines. Vital selling Fazal short. Now Afro to Kojo Anioke, and the cross coming in, but the defense, Shahid in fact is well up to the task. In fact, that's Al Fatih. hoisting the ball, but to no one in particular, as we have about a minute and a half of regulation time. Husni from the outside of his right foot, now finding his teammate Kavindu Ishan, but his ball sells his teammate short. Kavindu Ishan and Selvam, who replaced Prabhat in the 33rd minute, have posed quite a different threat, but neither have really been able to break through. Fazal Mohammed turning, twisting, afro on his tail, brought down, but nothing going his way. Tilam coming deep to receive, finding his teammate, and he's still going, but some good work by Selvam, as we have a minute of added on time. Ishan getting the cross in, however the defense still continue to hold firm. Appeals of handball by Kojo Anioke and Ernest Ado, but nothing doing. Now Afro. We are into the final 30 seconds of added time in this first half. New star through Mohammad Fazal, but nothing doing. Mensa Steven stepping on it, surveying his options as the first half comes to an end here. The champions Pelicans unable to break down the New Star. Both teams have received their fair of opportunity, fair chances, but neither have been able to find the back of the net in the first 45 minutes. Both teams make their way back into the dressing room with scores reading 0-0 as the fans continue to look on. Nothing to separate the two teams here at the Racecourse International Stadium as the score reads 0-0 as the game has not really taken off, but it has been in good stead. Here are a few highlights, but nothing really to speak about in that first half. Both keepers were tested, but nothing really that looked like it would break through. Both ends, both keepers coming up trumps as neither team have been able to break the deadlock here at the Racecourse International Stadium in the final game of the Football Federation Champions League. We'll go in for a quick commercial break and be back with second half action on the other side.
ජයද ජලලදේ රැසේ Champions League එක හද ගැස්මේ හැඟුමන් කික්වේ ජවයෙන් නැරමෙන්නේ පාගිදුලන්නේ විහිදී දසතේ ගෝල් එක ගන්නයි සිත් සැරසෙන්නේ සැමරොක් වෙන්නේ සද්දෙට දෙන්නේ We are one game One heart One game, one heart Champions League This is where we start Together we dream, together we fight We are the champions Champions League में One game, one heart Champions League සටනයි ඇරමෙන්නේ දිවිදෙන්නේ ජයගන්නේ එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ One game, one heart Champions League where dreams take part Raise your flags, feel the art One game, one heart Champions League, forever we play the spirit of football. It's
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
Okay. Welcome back to this second half action from the Racecourse International Stadium. It's Pelicans set to take on New Star in what has been an entertaining game, even though the scores read 0-0. Early change coming in for Pelicans at half time. Thiriman comes in for Kamal Anjana as Pelicans are going full out on attack in hopes of securing that victory as they look to round off this entertaining season that they had. Entertaining but successful, you could say. As now we are just moments away from kicking off this second half here at the Racecourse International Stadium. To the whistle of Madhushankar we go as the second half kicks off here at the Racecourse International Stadium. New Star this time around attacking from left to right. We'll be hoping for a bit of change in luck as 20 seconds in we have a player on the floor. Here's where Amar got his little injury just before that rather. Grimacing in pain and on the floor. Bit of running repairs for his ankle and he will have to go out for a few seconds before he comes back into the field of play. Looking to catch the keeper there, and well, he had to parry it over. Farooq Fauzan. We all thought the ball would bounce clearly safely over the goal, but the keeper did not take any chances, put his hands and parried it over the goal. Corner taken quickly. Beats everyone. Appeals for a hand, but nothing doing, says the referee. Trying to get away, and he did to a certain extent. Did the substitute Selvam. But now he goes down clutching on his right ankle. Just caught there on that occasion by Mohammad Amar. He seems to be in quite a lot of pain. Does Selvam on the floor, clutching onto his ankle, his right ankle. The crowd enjoying themselves here at the Racecourse International Stadium. The Pelicans crowd, in fact, they know that the game is just formalities. Kojane okay. Finding skipper Tiriman. Husni from central defense. Trying to push on, but back to Mensa Steven. Tiriman giving it away. Here's an opportunity to attack. Unfortunate there for Mohammad Tilam. Vital trying a fancy pass, but not really coming off. However, here's Claude looking for support, finds support, and the ball flashes past the goalkeeper. Does not really trouble the goalkeeper. Mensa Steven. Clearing his lines. Ball picked off. Here's an opportunity. Running at the goal. Now takes a shot. Unfortunately, Kavindu Ishan, he had a golden opportunity to break the deadlock. But the ball just bounced at the last moment when he was going to shoot. And it just bobbled off his shin.
Yeah, it looked like it is, isn't it, Romario? Off his shin. But either way, a player of his caliber in a position like that, he should have done way better than that. And Pelicans haven't been playing like the champions elect. They are.
Everyone was hoping Nishan would have done better, but unfortunately, the little wobble at the last moment meant that his shot did not he wasn't really able to get full purchase he would have hoped and liked. Fazal twisting and turning. Husni shields it all the way to Farooq Fauzan. Now Ernest Ado. Not the best of passers, but cleaning up was Sanjay Tiriman, the skipper. Now to Selvam. He has been quite involved since he came on. Ishan, this time looking to pass, but Tiriman unfortunately does not really have the ball under control. Ernest Ado trying to pull the trigger, but Kavindu Ishan too was well shielded. Vidal finds Claude as he runs across, takes a shot. Offside flag goes up by the touch judge, assistant referee rather. Ten minutes gone since half time, and the only clear-cut opportunity came to Kavindu Ishan, who unfortunately did not work the keeper. But apart from that, nothing real to speak about, as New Star have not been able to trouble the keeper. Selvam finds Kojo, as now Mensa Steven gives it out to the skipper, Tiriman. Ishan, the live wire, always scanning, always raising his head, and is brought to the floor. Claude just bringing down Ishan. Clearly the smaller man, and he only had to just lay his hand on him, Claude on Ishan, and he was always going to the floor. Now it will be Mensa Steven. Trying to pick out a pass. Floated it into the box. Comes off Musatkin. And the clearance, nothing much to speak about it, as New Star clears their lines. Throw taken quickly. Husni. Not the best of passes there by Husni, with his weaker left foot just going away. Vital gives it off, and Fazal ricochets off him into touch. Here's an opportunity Will this be the first goal? Unfortunately not. Now Ishan trying to pick up Musatkin, and he goes down straight away as he felt Mohammad Shahid coming through the back of him. Lucky to not get booked, because if he had, it would have meant that he would have got his marching orders now.
Yes, indeed. A very poor decision from Shahid. The player was going away from the goal. Not even a sliver of a threat. When you give a foul, loves them to put the ball into the box. From almost no chance of a goal to maybe a higher percentage of a goal, as the ball swerves in the air of Kavindu Ishan. And Mohammad Shahid does well to put that ball out.
Musatkin dancing to Mensa Steven with his left. Not the best of crossers, but now an opportunity to break. That's Al Fatik. Just a bit too much on it for his forward.
Just over an hour gone in this match. Both teams have had their fair share of chances.
Steven. Goes for it with his head and gets a bit of it for his troubles. Steven finds a skipper, but he is dispossessed. Fazal Mohammed receives it back, trying to play it in. Here's an opportunity, but the keeper well aware as he comes to clean things up, command in his area. However, here's another pass, trying to get in behind the defense. Now running, taking the shot, but just over. Ernest Addo trying his utmost to break the deadlock for his team.
Frustrating times for the champions elect.
Sutkin. Kavindu Ishan against Fazal. Fazal does well in defense. Here's Vital Ahuja, but Kavindu Ishan back up again. Dispossesses Ahuja. That was the incident. Kojano committing that foul.
The Pelicans bench looks on. As Mohammad Tilam comes out with quite a bit of ice on his hands. Still in a bit of discomfort. Mensa Steven finds Tiriman. Back to Steven. And now to Kojo Anyoke. Floater. Just not enough to beat the keeper. He did look to come to collect it on the full, but bounced just in front of him and thankfully did not bounce over him. Here's Tilam running. Gets a bit of a shove in his back, but doesn't go down.
Here's Agblove. As a referee sees that there's no advantage, brings back play. Or Agblove, the man who was fouled, 2-footer challenge by Kajanathan. Maybe a yellow, you never know.
Possibly he went with 2 feet, but nothing was really made out of it by the player who was caught. Credit should go to him.
Looks like it's somewhat serious for Claude Agblovi. You'll see the replay once again. Yes, 2-footer challenge. His right leg getting the brunt of it, as we see Mohammad Thilam also needing some attention, some strapping on his right wrist. He already has his left wrist strapped as well, Romario.
Walk-in wounded Mohammad Thilam, as his teammate too is helped wobbling back off the field. Worrying times for New Star. And now the free kick has in fact been awarded. Fazal Mohammed eagerly lining up behind this dead ball, over the dead ball, as Mohammad Amar lets him take a go by himself. Fazal Mohammed looking to find his teammate at the far end, just unable to do so, as Mensa Steven comes good yet again, and he has been a wall at the back. Now running at the defense is Thiriman, getting the cross in. Musatkin just unable to find his teammate, as Thilam breaks now, finds Vital. He gives it to Fazal. And down the far touchline is Al Fatih. Husni comes good, as Kojo Anoke finds skipper Thiriman as he hoiks one over. 75 or so minutes gone, or we are getting there rather, as a shot is taken. The wobbly old bouncing ball is taken off the would-be attacker.
Not the best of decisions. Could have looked for a through ball. Had options to his left and right.
Looking for a long throw in.
15 minutes plus added time to be played in this game.
Close call there. Farooq Fauzan coming good, as he deflects the ball towards safety. Looked more like a cross than a shot, but somehow found to be headed towards goal for Fauzan, as he came good. Now Ishan gets shoved but stays on his feet. Ernest Addo just unable to find the pass. Does well to pick it back off. Ernest Addo too strong. Selvam to Kojo. Now Ishan finding his teammate, who is coming on the overlap, but not the best of crossers that time around by Vigneshwaraja. Now New Star with an opportunity to break. Tries to take the shot. No, he doesn't. Setting up Claude. But Mensa Steven, too strong, bullies his way as Vital is brought to the floor. Cuts back in and gets Vital as Mensa Steven finds himself being bullied off the ball. Ishan finds the cross. He has an opportunity. Just goes away. That time it was the substitute Yasaswin Tiriman. It had already beaten him off the head of Daniel Musatkin rather, but by the looks of it, the offside flag had gone up. Now an opportunity at the other end. Gets the cross in. Here's a great chance. Brought down. But the referee says nothing doing. Kojo Anioke goes down. Vital. He knows that he's walking on thin ice.
Romario looking at that replay. I wouldn't have been surprised if the referee brandished at least a yellow card.
Ten minutes of regulation time left as we head into the 80th. Both teams are still unable to break that deadlock. Musatkin trying to take it quickly, but things better off. Cross coming in, hoisted in, trying to find his teammate, but only finds the foot of Fazal Mohammed as Kojo Anioke's clearance goes away. Ishan finding Musatkin, but his return ball not successful. Vital somehow wriggles his way through. Agblovi trying to play his teammate through, but not successful on that occasion. Vital shows good strength and wins the ball. Now Fazal Mohammed playing it forward, quite hopeful that Tilam will be able to get to the end of it. Bit of cramp creeping in as we headed into the 80s. 81st minute in this game, 82nd in fact. Not the best of clearances, but still goes to the keeper. Floated in, but well defended. Here's a shot, and that's the first goal. Kojo Aneoke quite nonchalantly strikes and finds the top corner. Well, that goes to show the skills the man possesses. What a way to break the deadlock here. He does it, makes it look as easy as it gets.
I think taking advantage of the limited height that Shade has. Okay, giving the fans something to cheer about. Here's Musatkin. Stops, turns, looking for options. Frees Ado. Cut back, just intercepted. The effort goes wide of the goal. Pelicans coming close to a second. Fazal definitely knew what he was doing. Doing a Olympic wrestling takedown and getting a yellow card for his troubles.
Mensa Steven.
Steven tries to go direct. Nowhere close to the target.
Does really well. Does the little number 9. Now, chance to get the cross in. He does. But the defenders somehow manage to get their way in between player and ball. Beautiful through balls, not once but twice, and Thilam twisting and turning. Vital, here's an opportunity. The goalkeeper holds firm. Farooq Fauzan comes good yet again. Rushing out of his box, rushing out of his square rather, rushing out of the safety of goal. Now Vital, trying to find his teammate, he does. Not the best of passers, so they have to go all the way back. And it was hoisted into the box, but not really dangerous, as Farooq Fauzan takes all the time in the world. Ishan finding himself with a bit of space to run into. Hoists it in. Ernest Ado. Will he be able to break? Here's an opportunity. Ernest Ado still going, but unfortunately unable to pull the trigger. The defense holds firm at the last moment. Vital trying to play in Fazal. He gets to the end of it. Now takes a shot. But the defense is up to its task. Vital finding his teammate. Now Claude, his through ball does not really find its intended target. However, they give it again to New Star. Through ball coming in. Here's a golden opportunity. Will he be able to make it 2? Unfortunately, no. Thilam. Brings his man down. And that will be a free kick. As more substitutes come on, this time for New Star. just a matter of time now before Pelicans officially are crowned champions, and there goes the final whistle. Pelicans have been crowned champions of the Champions League 2025-2026, organized by the Football Federation of Sri Lanka. Jubilation for the Pelicans. They have fought hard, worked hard, and they end as champions. The final score is Pelicans 1, New Star 0. As an entertaining game comes to an end, an entertaining Champions League tournament comes to an end. Full-time confirmation, 1-0. Pelicans end their season with yet another victory. As we look on to a few highlights from the game. These were the highlights. Ishan had an opportunity, not once but twice, but both were away. This was for Tiriman, and that was when the deadlock was broken. Pelicans celebrate, and their celebrations will go late into the night. This has been an unforgettable season for Pelicans, as Kojo Anioke wins player of the match in this final game of the league season. The champions confirmation being handed out from the president to the coach, the skipper of Pelicans Sports Club, Tiriman, as the confirmation and the picture of the official champions. Now we have the opportunity of going down to Navod, who has the player of the match, Ernest Ado, with him. Beg your pardon, Kojo Anyoke with him.
I have here with me the player of the match for today's final Champions League Super 8 game. Kojo Anoke of Pelicans. Kojo must be a very happy man. A goal to seal off a very successful campaign for Pelicans.
First of all, I'll thank the supporters and the players and the coaches for what they have done for us. I'm very glad. Thank you. Finish.
Yes, it has been a very successful campaign. You also have been a very big part of the success of Pelicans. What do you think was the main feature of Pelicans in this whole tournament?
We are waiting for the AFC because it's not easy. It's not easy for us because we come in here, we want to achieve something. So we try our best and our possible best to win this tournament. So thank everybody and thank Sri Lanka Champions League people. We are very glad. Thank you.
Okay, thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
That was the player of the match, Kojo Anyoke, with a few words. Next up will be Coach Aruna Sampath.
අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා Pelicans කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රධාන පුහුණුකරු අරුණ සම්පත්. කෝච් පොඩ්ඩක් මැච් එක අන්තිම වෙනකන් තමයි පොඩ්ඩක් තැති ගැනීමක් වගේ තියෙන්නේ නැති. මොකද chances තිබ්බ ගොඩක් ගෝල් ස්කෝර් කරේ නැහැ. මොකද අන්තිම මැච් එක චැම්පියන්ස් වෙලා ඉන්නේ මේ already. නමුත් ජයග්‍රහණයකින් තරඟාවලිය ඉවර කරන්න තමයි මේ අභිප්‍රාය තියෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. අද තරඟය ගැන මොකද මුලින්ම කතා කරොත්?
ඇත්තටම මම මුලින්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා මට මේ පිලිකන්ස් ක්‍රීඩා සමාජය ලබා දුන්න මමගේ ප්‍රධාන පූරුකරුවෙකු වන සම්පත් පෙරේරා මහත්තයාට ඇත්තටම මට මහා අභියෝගයක් බාර දුන්නේ සම්පත් මේක ගිහිල්ලා කරන්න කියලා. එයාගේ ප්‍රාර්ථනාව එයාගේ ආසාව මම ඉෂ්ට කරා. එයා මට කියලාමයි දුන්නේ සම්පත් මේක අත්හරින්න එපා මේක කොහොම හරි ඔයා කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. මට එයාගේ ඇත්තටම එයාගේ ආශිර්වාදය මට ලැබුණා. ඒ වගේම ඇන්ටනි බාලේන්ද්‍රන් එයාවත් මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ. මට මැච් එකට උපදෙස් ලබා දීලා මාව මේ තත්ත්වයට ගෙනාවා. මගේ ටීම් එක මේ තත්ත්වය තමයි තියෙන්න ඕනේ මේමයි කරන්න ඕනේ කියන එක ඒ දෙන්නගෙන් ඇඩ්වයිස් අරගෙන තමයි මම මෙච්චර දුරට ආවේ. ඒ හින්දා මට හරි සන්තෝෂයි මම චැම්පියන්ස් ලීග් මට මේක තරඟාවලිය ජයග්‍රහණය කිරීම ගැන.
අවසාන වශයෙන් දැන් ක්‍රීඩකයනුත් කළමනාකර කණ්ඩායමත් වශයෙන් මොනවද කියන්න තියෙන්නේ? මොකද තරඟාවලිය මං හිතන්නේ මුල ඉඳලාම අග වෙනකන් එකම ලෙවල් එකක ප්ලේ කරපු කණ්ඩායමක් තමයි. මොකද ෆස්ට් රවුන්ඩ් එකෙත් ගෲප් එකේ টপ කරලා මේ මුල හොඳ ස්ට්‍රෝං ටීම් එකක් හැටියට තමයි සුපර් 8 එකට එන්නේ. ඒ වගේම තමයි සුපර් 8 එකෙත් හොඳට පර්ෆෝමන්ස් තිබ්බ ටීම් එකක්. මොනවද කණ්ඩායමක් වශයෙන් කියන්න තියෙන්නේ?
ඇත්තෙන්ම මම පළවෙනි මැච් එකේ ඉඳන්ම මම කිව්වේ ස්ටෙප් බයි ස්ටෙප් තමයි මම ආවේ. පළවෙනි මැච් එකේ මොරගස් මුල්ලත් එක්ක මම ඩ්‍රෝ වුණා. ඊට පස්සේ මැච් එකෙන් මැච් එක මම ප්ලේයර්ලා ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරා. ප්ලේයර්ලා ඇත්තටම මාන්සි වුණා. ඒ ප්ලේයර්ලාගේ මාන්සියත් තමගම ඇත්තෙන්ම මම කියන්න ඕනේ දෙයක් තමයි Pelicans ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයේ මේ අපේ කූ එක විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ හිටපු නගරාධිපතිතුමා අපේ සභාපතිතුමා ඒ වගේම ගාල්ලගේ නිශාන්ත අනිත් සියලුම දෙනා ජූඩ් ජොන්ටි සියලුම දෙනා සෑහෙන්න මාංසුනා මේකට මම විතරක් නෙමෙයි මගේ ක්‍රීඩකයොත් මගේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ වෙනුවෙන් මම ඒක සියලුම දෙනාට මම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා මේ වගේ ටීම් එකක් අරගෙන මට මේතනට එන්න ලැබීම ගැන.
බොහොම කොච් තවත් දැන් ලීග් චැම්පියන්ස් කප් එකකුත් තියෙනවා තව ඉදිරි තරඟේ පටන් ගන්න. නමුත් මම හිතන්නේ පෙලිකන්ස් කණ්ඩායම සහභාගී වෙයිද නැද්ද කියලා දන්නේ. නමුත් ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබ පතනවා.
Thank you.
That was coach Aruna Sampath from the victorious Pelicans Sports Club. And by the looks of it, we have now come to an end in this dialogue in this Champions League TV Supreme Champions League hosted by the Football Federation of Sri Lanka. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these are the results from this final weekend. Serendib finished as victors. Solid and Java Lane, there was nothing to separate the two teams. St. Mary's managed to defeat Police, and Pelicans just now ended the season as victorious champions. As we have a look at the points table, Pelicans comprehensively winning with 17 points and winning the lot, while Java Lane and Serendip finished in second and third respectively. St. Mary's in fourth, Solid in fifth. Saunders will not be too happy, finish in sixth. New Star in seventh, and Police in eighth. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to an end in this Sri Lanka Football Champions League 2025-2026. Pelicans Sports Club have been announced and won as champions as this telecast comes to an end. I am signing off with Navod and Romario, myself, alongside the technical and production crew. It's thank you and goodbye until we meet you next time.